As I sit in my race car bed watching Tom and Jerry hilariously chase each other on my television, I hear a loud ruffle sound tunnel down my hallway. I can only imagine what this clamor could consist of. It could be the sound of my new Nintendo 64 I asked for, shuffling around in the box as my father carries it. I sit on the edge of my bed, so eager with excitement to see what's about to come through my doors. It's my uncle and father carrying a large box. The box was large enough to hold my entire toy collection at this point in time. I watched them set the box down and stare over at me to see my reaction. I shot up out of bed and dashed over to see what this box consists of. My mom is at the door as I stare over and see that the box is full of video cassettes. I search through the tapes and imagine the amount of hours that I'm going to spend watching these back to back. My mom sees my excitement and asks me if I like them. I shouted, "Yes!" and I thanked them for the tapes as I grabbed one to watch. I believe it was a story about a bookworm or something like that. As soon as I turn to run over to the VCR, my dad grabs my arm and turns me to my mom. My mom says that I could watch all of these videos if I read the books that go along with them first. She slyly slides the box of books frontwards, which seemed a lot larger than the box of videos. I look down at the videotapes in my hand. Oh, I hated this movie so. My mom says, "Oh, cool, I have the book right there for that movie right on top." So she hands me the book. How ironic. A bookworm book for a book movie. I despised reading at this time in my life, and I couldn't stand to read the stupid books they made you read in the summer for summer reading. I hid my anger, and without a doubt, I believe there was a sign of disappointment on my face because my mom comes over to me and hugs me tight. She gently speaks in my ear and says, "I will enjoy it. This will be a learning experience." On that same very first night, I sat down and read about 15 pages until my eyes got restless and I fell asleep with the book in my hand. The following day, all I could think about was that single page number 15. I thought about it all through school. I get home and I was eager to read the rest of the book and finish it so I can finally watch the movie. I eventually got to the end of the book and I got it approved that I can pull out the video. I pop it into the VCR, sit down and watch the movie with my mother. I had a slight sense of unsettlement once the movie finished because it was not moderately like the book at all. Actually, the book itself was superior than the videotape version of it. Reading books put a mental image of the story in my mind. The movie version wasn't quite like the mental image I had. This method that my mom did for me had me eager to read the book actually than watch the movie that played out on the VCR. These movies that played in my head were so good that I stopped watching the videotapes and continually read these books that put this visual image in my head. My mom got to the point where she had to force me to go outside because I always had my head inside of one of these new books she brought me. The starter books really got my mind stimulated about reading and really started my literacy view on reading. I appreciate my mom till this day for introducing those books in my life, and it has shaped my reading level till this day. My ability has greatly increased and I still vividly remember this day, and I will for the rest of my life.